Alright everyone, welcome back, and it's time to go balls deep, and finally, it's back. It's our 10 things you didn't know about series. So with that, we're here to tell you interesting stuff about the tailed beast from Naruto. If you want us to continue this series, make sure to support us by smashing that like button and letting me know who to cover next in the comment section. That way I know to continue the series and it's the content you actually want from me. Also, another thing, I always wondered as a kid, out of all the tailed beasts that are out there, which one do you think has the coolest design that you would want in real life? For me, it would be Matabi or Kurama hands down. Let me know yours in the comment section below. Without further ado, let's cue the intro. Before we begin, this video was made possible with NordVPN. Sign up with the link below using code AnimeBallsDeep and you get 75% off and 1 month extra for free. NordVPN protects you online, kinda like a firewall or antivirus, and we do know you go on those dodgy websites, right? Who are we kidding? We all do. When you go on public Wi-Fi or cafe or at home, you need to make your connection safer. So paying for NordVPN for only $2.99 a month, it will save you all the trouble if anything goes wrong. It's better to be safer than sorry. You would even be able to access different anime on websites such as Netflix across the globe by just changing your location. On top of all of that, you can try this risk-free because there is a 30-day money-back guarantee, so why not try it? Use code AnimeBallsDeep for 75% off. Okay, let's get started with answering a question that probably crossed your mind. Firstly, why? Why did Kishimoto choose tailed beasts as a concept within the Naruto universe? The creator of Naruto has actually explained one of his reasons already in an interview. Quoting Kishimoto himself, the entire story of these tailed beasts started out as a simple way for me to get the fox into my manga. Kishimoto's initial pilot draft of Naruto included the idea of Ninetales Kurama attacking a village in 1997, but it was discontinued due to not being popular. He then waited 2 years until 1999 with new ideas. One of these new ideas came from his love of Godzilla and the concept of giant monsters and demons. He wanted to draw a monster or something gigantic that could take place in a fight in Naruto. This is also the reason why we have the summoning jutsu in the anime. The summoning technique was introduced by Kishimoto because he wanted ninjas in Naruto to be able to call forth weapons in need. This includes creatures or tailed beasts at their side to aid them during fights. Kishimoto always intended from the beginning conception of the Naruto manga that one way or another gigantic beings will be introduced. The summoning jutsu itself, once translated, means the practice of allowing spirits to possess one's body and speak through it. So whenever you see Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, or any other characters summon something, just remember it's because Kishimoto loves the idea of them. Okay, now for the following facts, I'm going to talk about the name and concept, and I am definitely going to butcher some of these words because I can't pronounce Japanese words. So let's talk about the names of these beasts and the original concept idea. The conception of Biju was actually based from mythology from our world. Like most of Kishimoto's ideas, he used Japanese folklore to come up with some of these monsters, and the other beasts were original concepts by Kishimoto where he used different species of animals and mixed them together. For instance, the first tailed beast Shukaku was based off a tanuki, which is a Japanese shape-shifting raccoon dog demon. Shukaku name itself means protector crane. In addition, Shukaku being claimed to be a corrupted SOOO priest earlier in the series has ties to a legend in the Kenchoji temple of a tanuki disguised as the shrine's priest. Shukaku had 2 other Jinchurikis before Gaara, and the first one was this old SOOO priest, it seems. The second tailed beast Matatabi was based from a bakaneko, meaning monster cat, and it was also believed that when a bakaneko grows older, along with becoming larger in size, its tail splits into 2, right, becoming a nekomata, meaning forked cat. These demons were said to be associated with strange fires and other unexplainable occurrences. This may be why Matatabi in Naruto received a fire-breathing ability. The third-tailed beast SOOO is based on a giant combination of a turtle and lobster. Kishimoto even says it has a human mixed within its face, and its left eye was designed in a way to give it a creepy glow. The three-tailed beast named SOOO and design was most likely inspired from Isonade, which is a shark-like demon sea monster in Japanese myths. When you compare the legends and how it looks, it's very similar. Moving on, the fourth-tailed beast Son Goku is actually based from a couple of different things. One being the Satori, an ape-like monster that can read minds. The other inspiration inspiration being the famous novel of Journey to the West, as Son Goku's name is a reference to Son Wukong, who was the Monkey King within the story. But more than likely, Kishimoto was driven to this concept from Son Goku in the Dragon Ball series, since he admitted it heavily inspired him. The fourth-tailed beast design also resembles a form of Ozaru or Great Ape, and Goku favored the 4-star Dragon Ball, which represents the number of tails the beast has. And his master was named Roshi, which on top of that is the 4th-tailed Jinchuriki. Coincidence? I think not. It's just Kishimoto playing homage to a classic. Now coming to the 5th-tailed beast Kaguya, I don't know what to say about the 5th tail, but it makes me shit my pants. Just look at it. What is that? Imagine you saw this in real life. Is it a horse? Is it a unicorn? It has 4 horns though, and 5 tails on top of it. But yeah, pretty much I got nothing. But according to the second Naruto art book, Kishimoto says that he tried to do a mix of a dolphin and a horse when he created the 5th-tailed beast, and Kaguya's name literally means respectful king. The 6th-tailed beast Saiken is based off the turban shell snail demon named Sazaya Oni. This creature is again based on Japanese mythology. The 7th-tailed beast Chomi is another one of Kishimoto's own creations based off the composition of 2 animals. It may be a moth or something else, but you know, there's not really much information on it. So let's move on to the 8th-tailed beast Gyuki. Now the 8th-tailed beast Gyuki is based from the Ushi Oni, which is a massive horned bull demon with the body of an octopus, right? And in some cases of a crab and even a spider. Gyuki is actually another way of saying the name Ushi Oni, and it literally means ox ogre. Now past all of this shit, for our favorite beast, my man, the 9-tailed fox Kurama, which was based from the Kitsune, which simply means fox in Japanese, but it also refers to a well-known shape-shifting fox demon. A Kitsune is a popular anime yokai in Japanese folklore, and is very well known to be a cunning trickster with shape-shifting abilities, to which on occasions used to transform itself into a beautiful woman in order to seduce men. This could be a reason why we see sexy technique from Naruto. Think about it, when Naruto met his mother Kushina, he thought that was Kurama's real form. This is basically because the folklore would mean this would be the case. Kitsune Fox are also known to keep promises, which is a fitting idea that Naruto has Kurama because his ninja way and trait is to never go back on his word. Also in the mythology, once a Kitsune reaches 1000 years of age and grows their 9th tail, their fur turns gold and becomes a tenko. This is also a possibility why when Naruto learns to use Kurama's powers and their friendship is formed right, Naruto's KCM and Sage 6 Paths abilities look gold in color with the chakra. And finally, moving on to the final beast. Well, technically all of the beasts put together. The 10-tailed beast is said to be inspired from the Daidora Botch, meaning a gigantic yokai in Japanese mythology, sometimes said to pose as a mountain range when sleeping. The size of a Daidora Botchi was so great that his footprints were said to have created lakes and ponds in itself. This is why in Naruto the anime it's absolutely massive and powerful, adhering to its inspiration. Another massive question everyone seems to ponder on, can the tailed beast power levels be compared? How much stronger is Kurama to everyone else? Basically, a tailed beast's power seems to be greater the more tails it has. However, it's never explicitly said that every Biju is stronger than all of the others. Like, the practical power probably is determined by tail number, right? Even though the 8 tails told the 9 tails that it isn't. In Naruto chapter 567, 8 tails says to 9 tails that strength isn't determined by the number of tails one has. On the other hand, Kurama does think that the number of tails equals power, which is a reason for the friction between the Biju and their relationship started to deteriorate over the centuries of time. What Kishimoto must have been insinuating here is that teamwork, skill and friendship triumphs raw power, right? That's why the 8 tails says this to Kurama. However, again, we have to mention that 9 tails is clearly the strongest out of all of them in terms of potential and chakra, because it is stated that the 9 tails has more than all of the rest combined. If you guys can recall, Itachi mentioned in his dialogue with Kasame that the 9 tails had to be sealed last, as the Gido statue won't be able to withstand the imbalance and it will break apart if it was sealed in any other order. This is why the Akatsuki planned to seal the tailed beasts in order and they killed them accordingly. Zetsu also confirms this to Madara Uchiha during manga chapter 660. Madara then agrees and proceeds to extract Shukaku the one tail first. If you really think about it, Kurama with only half its total strength with Naruto, he managed to fire a tailed beast bomb of equal scale to the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 tailed beasts combined. This guy is a monster. What actually seems to be evident and what causes the the imbalance is the amount of chakra. The tailed beasts are essentially beings made of big balls of chakra. Naruto obviously has an immeasurable amount of chakra when he has Kurama. In fact, the data books in Boruto put it as a question mark. Kurama seems to have the most chakra out of all the other tailed beasts, because whenever Naruto is getting captured and his chakra is getting extracted, it takes the longest. For example, Momoshiki Otsutsuki confirms this in Boruto, in which he explicitly states that Kurama in Naruto is taking much longer than usual, longer than the 8 tails. Although this could be explained due to Killer Bee's quick escape. Reasoning behind Hagoroma's decision to split into 9 tailed beasts with unequal amount of power and chakra, it was to prevent them from falling into the wrong hands and others taking control of them. If we had made all the tailed beasts equal in power, an individual who is stronger than one of the beasts, he would be able to capture all of them eventually and reform the 10 tailed beasts, which Hagoroma wanted to prevent. Actually, you know what? In theory, they could have become a new Sage of Six Paths like him, with all the power in the world, ultimately posing a threat to the world and being a dictator. So, because he was a smart ass ninja, right, he made each of the beasts stronger than the previous one, so even if a person who had the ability to capture more than half of the tailed beasts, capturing the last and final 9 tails would practically be impossible. However, obviously there were ninja with exceptional power who overcame this hurdle. So as I mentioned before, the manga pilot of Naruto was in 1997 and it got cancelled. In the original pilot, Kurama the Nine-Tailed Fox who attacked Konoha was actually Naruto's father. Hiruzen the third Hokage was originally the chief of the village and was a survivor who took pity on Naruto since he had taken a human form. Hiruzen ultimately decides to let Naruto live in the village. Kishimoto made Kurama the Nine-Tailed Fox demon inside an actual human and altered a couple of other concepts before submitting his final version. He ended up wanting to add something familiar as well as something unique and decided to revolve the story he had so far around the concept of ninjas. But to make it different from other artists, he made Naruto blonde and more foreign looking. But a funny fact is, guys, before that even happened, before even ninjas, the Naruto story was going to be about noodles and ramen. It was going to revolve around a cooking show. So some of you are probably thinking, what kind of shit was Kishimoto smoking? Naruto cooking noodles, goddammit? Well, you know, it must have been some good shit, because he ended up making one of the most popular manga in history. Ultimately, in 1999, the Naruto pilot most of you know, the concept of Nine-Tails Kurama attacking Konoha is still there, but he is sealed within the ninja named Naruto instead. You can actually read this pilot online, I'll link it in the description. Last but not least, moving on to the history of the tailed beast. A lot of you guys asked me on Instagram or Twitter DMs regarding the Jinchurikis, so I'm going to explain everything in detail on the actual history that some people seem to get wrong or really want to know about, and it might blow your goddamn mind. It all starts with Kaguya and the God Tree, right? You can learn more about the Otsutsuki in my video called Who Are the Otsutsuki? But assuming you do know that a God Tree is formed on Earth when large amounts of blood from the ground from countless of battles occur over a millennia to grow into one every 1,000 years. This tree would then produce a chakra fruit, and when that happens, members of the Otsutsuki clan travel to consume it to gain chakra. Kaguya came to Earth and did so. Once consuming the chakra fruit, the members usually leave the land and let other members come back in the next period where the fruit would then be grown again and then they can eat it 1,000 years. However, after Kaguya became the originator of chakra, she decided to settle on Earth and rule over the humans. She even ended up making white zetsus with some of the human population. Eventually, she ended up having some of them kids with a human man. She went balls deep. But when she had her sons Hagoroma and Hamura, they inherited part of her chakra, and she got mad jealous and felt like, god damn, that belonged to me. She was like, oh my god, that's my chakra, I want it back, bitch. So to reclaim it back, Kaguya combined herself with the God Tree, transforming herself into the 10-tailed beast. Yes, Kaguya is the 10-tailed beast in the true original form that it is. This was the first ever instance of this beast, but then the 10-tailed beast ended up being defeated by the brothers by sealing its body in the form of the Guido statue into the moon, and then sealing the chakra of the beast with Hagoroma, effectively making him the first ever Jinchuriki. But it gets a bit confusing over here, as there is debates within the Naruto community on what actually happened. This is the view that the 10-tailed beast was fully sealed into Hagoroma, making him the Sage of Six Paths, right? However, knowing he would die one day and the 10 tails would once again run rampage into the world, Hagoroma separated the 10-tailed beast chakra from its body and used the creation of all things technique jutsu to create the 9-tailed beast. Hagoroma and Hamura then used Shubaku Tensei to seal the 10 tails husk or body in what would become the moon. His brother Hamura took the responsibility to guard the husk and stayed on the look out in the moon. That's why we don't see him in the original Naruto. So yeah, this was where all the nine-tailed beasts came into being. The sage then named the beasts and became like a father figure to all of them, and afterwards the sage and his followers built temples in 9 different regions of the world where the tailed beasts could live and be protected. The creation of tailed beasts wasn't only intended to prevent the 10 tails resurrection, but also to maintain and balance and peace of the world, right? However, after the death of Hagoroma, the humans lost sight on his goals and intentions and the concept of ninshu, and instead they saw the beasts as monster and demons and nuclear weapons, and due to their crazy power they were sought to be used like that. However, one man did see how the beasts could bring peace to the nations. That man was Hashirama. Although my man didn't really see it the way the sage wanted, as Hashirama used forceful methods in capturing the beasts instead of trying to communicate and understanding them. So after capturing 8 of the 9-tailed beasts with his use of wood style, he started distributing them out. This is what actually happened. Hashirama had all of the tailed beasts apart from the 1-tailed beast Shukaku, which was already in the possession of the land of the wind. Hashirama sold 2-tailed beast Matatabi and the 8 tails to Komagakure. Kirigakure was sold the 3-tailed beast Asubu along with the 6-tailed beast Seiken. Iwagakure was sold the 4-tailed beast Son Goku and the 5th-tailed beast Kokuyo or whatever. You know, I'm butchering all of these pronunciations, whatever, I don't care. In the end, Hashirama kept the 9-tailed beast for Konoha, but you might be wondering, what did he do with the 7th-tailed beast? Well, that was given to the hidden of the waterfall or whatever, making it the only tailed beast known to be not belong to the 5 great shinobi countries. So although there was peace, it was only for a short while, as although selling the tailed beast to the villages was done with the intention of distributing the power equally between the countries, this is what increased hostility, and it was a mistake. And you can watch our videos on this, on the war of the history, what happened in the first war, second war, third war, everything. We have a series. I'll put the playlist in the comment section below. But anyways guys, thanks for joining me today. If you got to the end of this video and you didn't fall asleep, type balls deep in the comment section below. I had a lot more information to cover on the tailed beast, but I didn't want this video to be too long because it's already getting so long. It was a 4,000 word script. Cut me some slack. But anyway, follow me on Instagram or Twitter. Let me know, smash that like button so I continue this series, and I'll see you guys next time.